Hey there, our final chapter in the Highland Light Infantry Kilt saga. In this, I'm speaking to the officer whose kilt this is. In lieu of you actually being able to come to the shop, I'm presenting to you the information that people normally receive when they come do their final fitting and pick up the kilt. So this is as you will receive the kilt as it comes out of the box. You'll notice that I've left the basting stitches in, this white cotton thread. You can pick them out. Don't use anything sharper than your fingernail to pick them out. There may well be some dimpling in the cloth after that's been picked out, but it'll vanish up. It'll solve itself. It goes away after a little while. The rosettes are reattached. I was going to sew them back on, but I've done your method with just pins. I assume that you've done that so you can send the thing into the dry cleaners. I'm going to get back to the dry cleaners, the subject of dry cleaning in a moment, but I'm going to carry on with this. So you unpack your kilt, you take out the bastes. Now I'm going to assume that you haven't been told, or you've been told wrong. When the sequence for getting dressed in your uniform is, we start with the leg dress, the shoes and the hose, and the correct distance from the top to the top of the fold down is the width of your palm at the base of your fingers from the bottom of the kneecap to the top of the hose. So you do your leg dress, you do your shirt. You'll have better results if you do your tie before you put your kilt on, because for whatever reason, if I put the kilt on and then do the tie, the shirt sort of gets disarranged. So leg dress, shirt, then the kilt. Now when you put the kilt on, here's a mistake that everybody makes. Oh look, what a lovely clean buttonhole, not like the way it was before, just saying. But here's a mistake that everybody makes. They get the strap through the buttonhole and they yank to wedge themselves into the kilt, using it like a corset. I've constructed this far stronger than it was. I construct it far better stronger than anyone else in the trade. But if you do it like that, this is going to burst open again. So the trick is you put it through the buckle, then you suck in as hard as you can, and then you pull it tight, and you pull it very tight. Now these are new, very heavy duty straps. With wear, with time, the straps will limber up a little bit, and your preferred hole will get slightly elongated from use, so you can actually feel where the right hole is. Incidentally, I use that as my barometer of my relative fitness through the year. When I put my kilt on and go, oh look, I've gained an inch. Darn. Anyhow, so there we are. And incidentally, if you put the kilt on and the bottom hole bottoms out against that, the stitching, you've lost a bit of weight. It's not big enough. You can't do it if your kilt tight enough. So the remedy for that is you just cut these stitches and you move it back the required distance and sew it on again. Okay, simple repair or simple alteration. So on goes the kilt. Again, you pull it, you put it through the buckle, you suck in as far as you can, you buckle it tight, then you bring the outer apron across just snug enough so that it lays flat, and buckle on that side, and off you go. You wear your kilt. We're assuming that as an officer and a gentleman you have table manners, so you're not going to spill stuff on your kilt. If you do, we'll cover that separately in a moment. Basically it translates down to flushing the area. If it's mud, let it dry out and brush off. We do not dry clean the kilt. This kilt has clear signs of being over cleaned and over pressed. The front apron was quite shiny from the iron glazing the fibers, and I was able to bring that back by using a pressing cloth and a heavy iron. But you can't, there's a limited number of times that you can restore a flat finish from a glazed surface. So having worn your kilt for however long, when you get off duty, your kilt comes off, you lay it lining facing up across the couch or on the floor, or if you're living in inadequately heated barracks, another layer of bedding on your bed, and you let it dry out. You let it completely gas off. Even if you've only worn the kilt for a couple of hours, it needs that time to breathe afterwards. So our mnemonic is air, A-I-R. Air it out, inspect it. I'll look inside the pleats for dust bunnies or damage. I'm always afraid the dust bunny is going to turn out to be a wool moth. I'm terrified of those little things. I go berserk when I see them. So I air it out, I inspect it, and there's still a little bit of cloth damage on this front apron that I wasn't able to do anything with. The cloth pulled a tiny bit right there. We still have that ghost of the old seam, which I'm hoping is going to gradually fade. So air it out, we inspect it, and then we roll it up. So you pick up your kilt. Correct way to do that, you pick up the kilt. Now my label's on the inside, in glace diente me, gray haired John made me. So you pick up the kilt, you're holding the kilt with the lining, the inside apron facing you. If you can see my label, you're doing it right. If you can't, you're doing it wrong. So, arm shoulder width apart, rest of the kilt hanging down, label is visible. Using our chest as a table, we roll the kilt up backwards. And then we put it away, we lay it flat. And that, airing it out, inspecting it, rolling it up, is all the care that it needs. If you discover that you've got a stain or something like that, contact me. We'll sort it out on a case-by-case basis. Eventually I'll do a video series on how to clean your kilt, but you do not take it to the dry cleaner. They will mess it up. And you should never, ever, ever have to iron this. The inside apron is going to get wrinkly, but who cares? It's the inside apron. If you take care of this, this is wonderful cloth. This is very, very good cloth. That's all the care you need to do. I made this kilt 26 years ago. I ironed it the day I made it. I've never ironed it since. I've run marathons in this thing, albeit slowly. I've slept rough in it. I've waded through streams in it. That's the quality of this cloth, and that's very near the equal of that. So you don't need to iron it. You do not need to dry clean it, because that will shorten the life. This thing's been a little bit beaten up already. So there you go. The question arises, the entirely personal question arises, of what to wear under your kilt. I said at the beginning, entirely personal question. Experiment, figure out what suits you best. It is 8 yards of wool though. You can draw your own conclusions from there. So good, this is all done. Lifetime warranty on my workmanship. I'm going to pop it into the mail. Today is New Year's Eve. You should have it by Monday this next week. So Happy New Year to you, and whatever the regimental motto or battle cry is of the Highland Light Infantry, insert that here. Thank you.